Welcome back, Rulers, to the Yearbook, the series that looks at rulers of the past and where they are today. Today's ruler is from a favorite cluster of many old-school Force of Will players, Alice, Girl in the Looking Glass. Let's begin.
Okay, rulers, settle down. Ruler School is brought to you by Odyssey Games, where you can go to get singles for all your Force of Will and other trading card games, as well as these amazing patrons. Thank you for your support. Class is in session.
Alice, Girl in the Looking Glass, was one of the 10 rulers released in the first set of Alice Cluster, 7 Kings of the Land. But many players were surprised when they realized that Alice could J-activate into 2 different J-rulers. The first was Alice, the Valkyrie of Fairy Tales, that focused on a more aggressive fairy tale strategy. And then Alice, the Saint of Healing, that focused on a control strategy. Both of these rulers are now playable in the official Wanderer format, as well as the fan-made formats of Epic Stories, Conqueror, and Pauper. Both of these rulers benefited from the new Regalia cards released in this cluster, including their own Regalia, Deep Blue the Phantom board, which not only filtered Water Will into Fire or Wind Will, it could even summon Soldier Resonators from the deck at instant speed, and discard other copies from the hand to produce Water, Fire, or Wind Will if you had those extra copies in hand. At the time she was released, Alice, the Girl in the Looking Glass, did not see a lot of competitive play, as she fell under the fun side of ruler design at this time. But now that more sets have come out and more power has been offered to these kinds of cards that support these 2 J rulers, now is an excellent time to take a look at these rulers once again. We here at Ruler School have wanted to offer you 2 different deck lists for these 2 very different but interesting rulers. But let's start with Alice, the Valkyrie of Fairy Tales. Unlike Grimm, who we went over last time, this Alice can search a fairy tale after she enters the field, and even swing for some damage if you need her to. In addition, any counters on the fairy tales that you control cannot be removed. Last, her God's Art ability can potentially wipe the board of your opponent's Resonators, meaning that you can attack in with a larger field of Resonators to win the game. One of the better Resonators recently released in the Magic Stone Wars 0 is the new Snow White of the Red Apple Resonator, that enters the field with X plus 100 counters on her, where X is the total damage dealt by sources you controlled this turn divided by 100. So if you deal 1000 damage to your opponent or their board, and you play Snow White of the Red Apple, she'll come in with 10 plus 100 counters on her. She also has Quick Cast and First Strike, providing some powerful potential synergy with Valkyrie's God Art. And being a minor cost of 1 Fire Will for her Resonator half, Snow White will be putting in some work. Plus side, her counters can't be removed either because of Valkyrie's effect. Now if you're on the back foot and your opponent is staring you down with a lot of damage and Resonators, the chance side of Snow White, Apple Avenger, can potentially help you put damage on your opponent's board and then give your Snow White a huge power boost when she enters the field. Since you're likely to play your Valkyrie at some point with this build in the game, getting Valentina's Zealot on the field to give your Alice protection from your opponent's cards is easy enough to do with Deep Blue, the Regalia bringing out the soldier from the deck. For the Saint of Healing, you're going to be playing a more defensive strategy, and you're going to want to play Resonators that disrupt your opponent while also giving you advantage. The Saint of Healing can give those Resonators protection with her Rest ability, as well as her God's Art ability, the latter giving you 3 extra cards, refilling your hand. Water and wind have been disrupting elements throughout Force of Will's history, and that hasn't changed with recent support. But there are some gems that will help to give you an edge over your opponent. Water disrupts your opponent's board state, or sometimes outright cancels the effects of your opponent's Resonators. But it also has strong Resonators that are pretty sticky and hard to get rid of. Wind can give you more will to work with at times, and even has quick cast Resonators that can be played on your opponent's turn, helping to get around some of the summoning sickness issues when playing Resonators on your own turn. Alice, the Girl in the Looking Glass offers you 2 unique and varied playstyles, all while playing one of the more balanced Regalia from the original Alice cluster in Deep Blue. This ruler is sure to bring a lot of fun for newer players who are looking to try something different or try something that's off the radar. And you veteran players out there, this is a new challenging deck for you to construct with some of your older cards, even some of the cards that are a little bit newer than when this card was released. So what about you? Do you have any fond memories of the girl in the looking glass? Did you maybe play her when Seven Kings of the Land was first released? Let us know down in the comment section below. Or maybe you want to tell us what ruler you want us to cover in a future video. We could choose your ruler for an upcoming entry in the yearbook in the future. Looking for more? Check out the deck list in the description for our take on an Alice list for Conqueror format. There's a Valkyrie and a Saint of Healing list down there for you to check out. Or you can check out a match right here to see how these rulers play when you start using the cards in combination with them. But until next time, rulers, class is dismissed.